Hey everyone, welcome back to Get Ready with me, Louise. So once again, we're still playing with the Mothership smaller palettes, the 6-pan palettes. Today we're in the Mothership Subversive La Vie en Rose. And the packaging here matches the third palette. Her big Mothership, what was the name of that one? I forgot it already. Subversive. The packaging does. Now, again, I don't know if these are supposed to be, supposed to go with them or in any way, or if it's just the color, the packaging she wanted to go with. I do not know. This is the color story to it. So, I can definitely see it working with that particular palette, for sure. Because I did pull it out to see what looks you could get out of it, and you can definitely use this as a corresponding palette. But I mean, I don't know if it was meant to be that way or not. In this palette, out of the 6 pans, there's only one matte. That was interesting for me. Although that's a lot in these kinds of palettes. It seems like there's 1, maybe 2 mattes. I think there's 1 or 2 palettes that may have 3 mattes in it, and you're like lucky there. And I like her mattes. I mean, I like all the formulas, but I really do like the matte formula. So for me, I like to see at least 1 more matte in here, But we're going to get started. The first shade I'm going to go into is the matte. And it is called Paranormal. And I'm going to be dropping a whole bunch of stuff because this desk is just getting more and more cluttered. So we're just going to start with that shade. It is a very pretty color, though. But yeah, this one was an interesting one for me. And I find it funny because, yet again, which obviously, this morning when I got the palette out, I looked at it and all. But honestly, I didn't realize that I have to go to Walmart. I don't understand how somehow, some way, every time I am bound to go somewhere at Walmart or my grocery store or something, I end up with a colorful palette that I have to, well, I don't have to, but that I choose to work with. By now you would think I would have learned, well, if you're going to the store, chances are that's going to be a colorful palette, but no, I have not learned that yet. I'm sort of just laying this down as like a crease shade, transition shade, whatever. Whatever you want to call it. Personally, I'm just laying it down wherever I think it belongs. Or where I think it's going to work best. Because I did use all the shades in this palette. Actually, I was kind of shocked, but I was able to do it. I mean, the look didn't turn out all that great, but it will do. Now, I do think if I would combine this palette with the number 3 palette, I could have created a better look. I do think that. But the fact that I'm only working out of this palette, I didn't create the best look, I know that. And I'm sure I could have created a better look just using this palette, but I really didn't sit down and think about it, I'm not gonna lie. I like them. And I think if I had more of a backstory on these palettes, it would be better for me. Because I'm trying to figure out the purposes of them. And maybe I should have researched that a little better. But at the end of the day also, it's an eyeshadow palette, The background, yes, it kind of matters, but at the same time, no, it doesn't. It's about Is it going to work? Is it functionable in your routine? And stuff like that, in my opinion. And functionability, you know, that's up to you. You know, if you like wearing the bright colors and, you know, the hot fluorescent colors, then, you know, that's all you. Palettes, you know, will probably, those kind of palettes will intrigue you. And I do like wearing color. Not all the time. But sometimes. I think it annoys my children when I do it, because they don't like it, but you know. The next color I'm going to go into is purple. I think it's Purple Rain. The names of these are coming off of the little cards, because I don't think I've had them that long, but I guess I've had them a good bit, to be honest. I just didn't think I did, you know. Time flies more than you think. I've noticed that for sure. Something I think I just did or just got. It's like, nah, you've had that for quite some time, actually. I'm like, oh. Huh, I didn't think about it. But I did break down, and I bought a couple new palettes. Well, they're kind of new, but they're kind of not. There's been some sales, like VIE had a sale, and I did buy some stuff there, and I'm interested in. I really do like VIE. And then Manny, MUA, Lunar Beauty. I love them. I really do. I love that brand. I like him. He's hilarious. But I purchased some stuff from that last launch. So I'm curious in that. And then I bought the Star Wars from ColourPop. But I'm trying, like I said, going back and using what I already have has slowed down my purchasing, and it will continue to do that. But I'm not going to stop purchasing stuff either, because I like these things, you know. I do need to slow down, hence why I'm going through my stash. And by going through my stash, I know what I want and I know what I don't want. So there's been a lot of things that have launched that I'm like, I don't want it, you know, because I realize now I don't have to have it all. I can look at it from afar. And though you would think I'd figured that one out a long time ago, no. Plus, just because I like it, if you know you're not going to use it, also, it's like, why are you getting it? You know? And I say that, but Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath are off limits. Because it doesn't matter if I use it or not, I'm buying it. But that's because they're the queens, you know? You have to get the queen stuff. That's the way I feel. Because, like, I'm not going to use this palette most likely again. I'm not. Well, yeah, I'm not going to use this palette in whole, but it has reminded me of this particular shade here, which I do like a lot. It's not a matte, but I do like this purple. I think it's really, really pretty. And yes, it's in other, well, not this particular shade, but there's shades like this in other palettes. But also, there's a pink in here. And the Fireball shade right here, oh, I do love it a lot. So there are reasons, you know, I would go into this palette, but not just for the sole purpose of just, like, using this particular palette. Okay, for lower lash line, I'm going to go into the color Euphoria. So, I mean, it has been, like, fun, like I said, to go through these. Because, honestly, I forgot these color stories. And even though I knew I would love to do this with this particular brand because, you know, I love the formulas, it's kind of like, okay, it's reminded me just to, you know, if this is a formula I like, then maybe I don't need the newest launch from ColourPop, or I don't need the newest launch from, I don't know, something else, NARS or Urban Decay or Too Faced. But, well, I will get Too Faced, but theirs not launched until June or July or something, I don't know. But that's the thing, they're not launching every week either. And though ColourPop gets you, because they do those collabs, I still want the poo thing. I want that lip mask and lip scrub. I think that is just the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life. To be honest. I didn't get it though. I skipped that whole collection actually, to be honest, but okay, then I'm going to go into the shade Rose Risque, which is that pink I was talking about. And I'm just going to run it on the lower lash line. Right up against the lash line. You don't really get the, I mean, doing it this way, you don't really get to see the pink in it. Like I can if I'm looking up on it, but this is a very pretty pink. And I do love me my pinks. I think I kind of want to go and do, after this, do my Natasha Denona ones. All the palettes from Natasha. Because I like that formula too. But it's been a while since I've played with those shades. Well, obviously, because I've been in the Pat McGrath shades. But I'm going to go into the color Pale Fire. I'm not wetting it. And we'll place it on my lid. But I want to kind of compare. They're not the same by no means, okay? So they're not even a little bit. But I would like to kind of compare them. Like like if you were starting or thinking about getting into a higher end brand, by the, you know, which queen would you like to go with and why type of thing. Coming from like a beginner's point of view. I do love this shade though. I forgot all about this shade, Hellfire. It's just, it's like pretty. I mean, they're all pretty, but you know what I mean. It's just, it's different, but yet not that different, you know? It's different just enough. And that's why I like it. Okay. And then I'm going to go into the shade Gold Nectar, and we're going to put it in the inner corner. This is too dark for me, I know, but I just was like, you know, I was going to use my highlighter for it, but I was like, I've used all these shades but one. Why not? So, but I do know that it is too dark for my skin tone to put that there. But it is a very pretty color. It would pop on the lid too. But see, I mean, it is definitely too dark for my skin tone for an inner corner, but I just didn't care. Like, I just wanted to use them. That way you could see how they all applied. But, I mean, they're pretty colors. Maybe not like this altogether, you know what I mean? maybe like 1 or 2 of them in a look or something, and have other colors from other palettes or something like that, maybe make more sense. But you know, I'm just sticking with the palette. All right, and then I didn't have any fallout. I didn't spray, I didn't put anything down or anything, so I didn't have any fallout. But these aren't her special shades. These are like the metallic satin shades. And I'm just going to use my Gucci mascara for the top lashes. We're not even curling today. I'm not doing anything today, so... Oh, I am, I mean... I keep forgetting I'm going to the grocery store. I mean, it's not like I don't go out of the house with bright looks or anything. But I am finding it funny that every time I do a bright, colorful look, that's the time that, like, it's something I'm doing. And forget. I always forget, too, what we're doing, so. Tomorrow I've got to go to, like, my courthouse and stuff, city hall. And I am not going to wear dark colors. I'm hoping this next palette is not a bright palette, but I don't know, because I'm trying not to look at them too much ahead of time. That way you're not getting my first, well, you kind of are getting my first impressions, because I forget what they even look like. And I didn't have time to, like, sit there and really think about it, in a sense. Even though I do know, like, how it's going to perform and stuff, that doesn't mean I know what I'm going to do. Type of thing. And these eyelashes of mine are just killing me. They are a pain in my butt anymore. They don't want to work with me at all. I don't know why that my eyelashes hate me so, but they do. Like, do you see what they're doing? They're like, I don't know, gapping. And I don't understand it. Look at that gap right there. I don't even know how to fix it. Get it to where it's good enough, I guess. There we go. Stop. Don't touch it again. That's pretty much what I've been doing. It's like they gap, and I'm like, okay, it's somewhat okay. We're going with it right there. Because if not, it looks like I really am missing lashes, and I'm not. They're just like clumping together, or they're just like going like that. And I don't understand. And I can curl them, and they're going to do the same thing. That's what I'm like, it just doesn't matter. Because for the most part, my lashes will hold up, curled up. Plus the Gucci's kind of like a curling mascara, at least on my lashes. It does separate and curl. For the bottom, I'm using the Lancome. Nothing new. Okay. And this would be the final look using this palette. Now I get to go and get weird stares all evening while I'm going grocery shopping. Because 9 out of 10, that's what happens. Sometimes I'm like, is it the color, or is it because I did so bad? Because the last time I did this, I had to go to Walmart. And people were staring. I forget what palette that was. I think it was either the Mickey Mouse by Morphe, or maybe the Sour Patch Kids by Morphe. I ended up having to go, and I had a colorful look. It was really bright. And it was just nuts. I mean, yeah, this is definitely bright, but it is kind of subdued. I mean, the purple does bring out the green in my eyes, but at the same time, it's not like what you would call an everyday look. And around where I live, you don't see much color at all. So I do and understand in a sense when people see it, they stare because it's unusual. But at the same time, it's like it's makeup. Have you never seen makeup before? Or it could be they've never seen makeup done badly, maybe. So I've thought that too. And I'm curious on it, you know? Because I do wonder sometimes. Is it the color? Is it the, you know, like what is it that's making people stare? And I mean, it's awkward for me because I don't like to be stared at. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to be in the shadows in a sense. Like, I just don't like that type of stuff, you know? Or any kind of like attention or anything. Like, I don't really adapt to that well. I'm very like shy and backwards and stuff. And it's funny because my fiance, he's like bam in people's faces, you know what I mean? So we are completely like opposites, but I guess it works in a sense because he can have all the spotlight, you know what I mean, and all that, because I don't want it, so it works for us, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm like self-conscious because I think I said that wrong. Is that the word I'm looking for? I think it is. But I'm like, it could just be the way I did it. It could be like I did it wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always thinking like negative instead of maybe positive. Even though it's not positive that it don't matter. I'm rambling. But anyway, this is the final look. I think it turned out okay, actually. And like I said, I used all 6 colors, which I know you're probably not going to be able to see on the bottom lash line, that pink. But that pink, it is a pretty pink. I do like pink. And now that I'm looking at my eyes, I'm wondering if that pink would have looked good with the, what was it called? Pale Fire, what was that? Pale Fire shade that I put on my lid. But that's the pink. I mean, look at that. Look how bright that is. Oh. And it's a satin. It's so pretty. It really is. But that's what's on my lower lash line. Like, in all, this is a very pretty palette. But I hope that doesn't stain. I never even thought of that. Ugh. Alright, so this is what the palette looks like one more time. Yeah, I mean, I could have went a couple different ways, I guess, technically. It made the look come out a little better, but at this point, it is what it is, you know? Alright, that's all I got for you today. And again, this was the Mothership Subversive I know I'm saying that wrong. VIE and Rose eye palette. And it's the 6-pan. Again, packaging. So, I mean, if you can find these palettes, I think they're worth it. Even, like, I've had this. It's only got a 12-month shelf life. I've had this for over 2 years, for sure. So, and it is still running strong. There's not a thing wrong with it. Blending-wise, color-wise, performance, pigment, I mean, they're not, like, caking up. They don't smell weird, nothing like that. So, I would say that if somebody did have one for sale and you wanted to purchase it, you may be okay doing that. If you sanitize and everything, but, you know. Or maybe somebody's never even used it. But if you can find these, they are really good. Again, usually they run for about $65. So, or these may, you know what? These may have been $59 when I purchased it. But it could have been $65. I'm really not for sure now. But anyway, that's all I got for you today. I keep saying that, and then I keep rambling because that's what I do, ramble. But tomorrow there'll be another 6-pan palette. And then the 2 Bridgerton ones. I think we're on the last one of these, though. I'm pretty sure. So, stay tuned because there'll be a ranking at the end with all the 6-pans. Ought to be interesting. And then, what else? Oh, we move into the 4-pan ones. I have so many of them. I didn't even realize how many of the 4-pans I had. I didn't even realize she came out with that many 4-pan palettes. So there you go there. But anyway, I'll see you in my next one. Oh, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I do upload. And I'll see you in my next one. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.